Hi everyone, welcome to Dividends, the show for and about your College of Business. Have a good program today, and one of my favorite professors in the College of Business, Dr. Melissa Moore, and you know, I mean that.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that, and I believe you.
Well, I'm glad you do, and the reason for that is you are really engaged with our student entrepreneurs. You
Yes.
and your husband Rob are on our advisory board, our ECAB board. You work with our student startups. Your expertise in marketing is something that is sorely needed, because if you can't sell an idea, you're not going to make any money and you're not going to do well in entrepreneurship.
That is so true, and I appreciate all of those comments. Entrepreneurship is a passion of mine. My father was an entrepreneur, so I grew up in that environment, and I was part of the initial group here at the university with Gerald Nelson to kick off the Entrepreneurship Center, and have really enjoyed that experience. And so this program that I want to share with you, the MVP program, which is the MBA Venture Pathway program, is one that I guess blends some academic curriculum with that entrepreneurial spirit and the applied, starting the business aspect that some of our incoming freshmen and certainly through graduate program students are very interested in being a part of.
Well, and I want you to obviously tell us about the program, but I do want to preface that with saying that one thing that impresses me is the university's ability to recognize a gap in entrepreneurship and actually put in place a program to address those needs. I think the ability of the university to do that, and the College of Business to do it rather rapidly, you don't always see that on the university level.
I agree, and it's spectacular support from the university and certainly from the college and alumni that participate with the E-Center and with this particular program. So this is the first year of the program. It's an invitation-only program. High-achieving students, typically students that are going to have that 28 ACT or higher, 3.5 GPA, they have to apply to the program, and it's really designed for students that are outside of the College of Business to give them a taste of what the business environment has to offer. They take 1 credit hour courses throughout their 4 years, so it gives them a little sample of how to develop an idea in one course, what is strategic planning in another course, what is the value proposition, how do you identify your marketplace, legal aspects, accounting aspects, I mean the whole gamut of what you would need to be successful in your business venture. What's really nice, in addition to that, is the mapping of the program with the Venture Catalyst aspect that the E-Center puts into place.
Right, and that we should tell folks the Venture Catalyst program is a stair-step program for student entrepreneurs to get funding, and before you can get the next level of funding, there are certain milestones you need to hit. It's not just here's a bunch of money.
Exactly.
Good luck. So we stair-step these students up to the point where they can eventually go in front of our angel network, you know, in best case scenario. So you're saying the MVP program complements that in that giving them the tools to meet the needs and requirements of the Venture Catalyst program.
Right, and it gets them into the E-Center even sooner. You know, sometimes students, as we've seen in previous interviews, haven't stumbled in there until their senior year. Here, they are in those doors their freshman year, and just think of what they can accomplish over those 4 years if they choose to. The last neat tidbit about the MVP program is it also gives those students a leg up to the 1-year MBA program that the College of Business offers. So it gives them a preferred interview time. We counsel them in terms of taking the GMAT, and gives them the opportunity to potentially step into that program, and within 5 years, completing, let's say, their undergraduate in the 4 and having that 5th year with the MBA program under their belt for whatever it is that they choose to do, whether it's continue with the business that they started or whether they take that knowledge to another organization and find their way back to entrepreneurship later on.
And a key takeaway from this for folks is that we're not talking about necessarily College of Business students, finance, accounting, getting their MBAs. We're talking about engineers, computer science, fashion merchandising.
Exactly.
Getting involved in the MVP as a stair step into an MBA program, so that they really come away at Mississippi State, or from Mississippi State, with a pretty big toolkit.
I think it's substantial, and it really gives them a huge competitive advantage. And it provides a great opportunity through the MVP or through the MBA program to have a diverse population of students in terms of their academic desires, but then that commonality of with MVP, entrepreneurial ventures and wanting to start something or to be around other like-minded students that are innovative, thinking outside the box, creative, bouncing ideas. And as you know, when it comes to entrepreneurship, you could start something and that might not succeed, but maybe the fifth company or the fifth idea or the whatever it might be. So it really provides a neat community for these incoming freshmen with the opportunity to be a cohort through those 4 years in addition to the 5th year.
Well, it is a fascinating program, and I'm glad you're involved with it. And good to have you back on the program.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Love to be here. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. Be back with more in just a moment.
The Entrepreneurship Center exists to give innovators here at Mississippi State an edge. Our goal is to provide startups with the resources and support they need to reach the marketplace and ultimately achieve success.
Success for us was growing our company from 2 founders to 8 employees.
Success for me was turning my personal lifestyle into a corporate partnership.
Success for us is turning academic research into applied engineering solutions.
Success for me was turning my passion into a profitable opportunity.
The success of our entrepreneurs is a team effort. It takes a strong support infrastructure of people to encourage innovation and explore new ventures. We need business leaders to mentor and guide these visionaries through the practical challenges and do everything we can to give them a shot at real success.
Imagine the next big idea from the next generation of business leaders. We are at Mississippi State University, where we ring true.
Heard an echo down the well where my heart once hung. Hear my name ringing, ringing when I'm done. Hear my name ringing, hear it ringing. Hear my name ringing.
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Landon Casey, and he is one of our student entrepreneurs. More than that, he works in the East Center, which tells you right away that he's top shelf because we only ask the best student entrepreneurs to join us in the East Center. Good to have you here.
It's great to be here. This is a great experience.
Well, tell folks about your company, that you have a really, really neat business idea.
Well, so we are electrically modified boards, also known as M-boards.
M-boards, all right, so
M-boards.
these are long skateboards for us old people.
Pretty much, long skateboards, exactly, exactly. So what our product is, and I can show it to you if you want.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see.
Absolutely.
So basically we have a system here that, are you familiar with a snowboard?
Yes.
And how the bindings work?
Uh-huh.
So we have integrated electromagnets inside of this longboard. And we also have our shoes that have metal plates in them, and it allows you to flex. And then with our remote, you can attach yourself to the board. But as soon as you're in like sort of an emergency situation, you just release. And
you release with the remote.
Exactly, you just let go. and
Okay,
you're
so
off.
what's the advantages? Why is this a killer app that you must have on your longboard?
Well, what we found is that longboarders have these issues of having to get off their boards because the pavement's uneven, or for instance somebody's in the way, or obstacles in their path. And we found that this system increases stability, and it really allows them to do more things with their longboard.
So why a longboard over a regular sized skateboard?
So longboards are normally used for like cruising around campus. So we're on campus, so we see them around a lot. And skateboards, I guess, are more for tricks and stuff. The wheels on a longboard are generally softer and larger, and sort of have a smoother ride.
More for cruising.
Absolutely, more for cruising.
All right, so how did you become involved with the E-Center? And how did the E-Center help you with this?
Right, so We actually started because a friend of mine, you know Isaiah, he gave me a call one day, and his mutual friend, Calvin, was working on a business idea. And he wanted to know from us, well, from me, what is this viable? You know, I know you're a hardware guy. Is this viable? You know, can we do this? And I said, yeah. You know, he told me the business idea. And I said, yeah, this is possible. You know, maybe you do it this way or do it this way. And he's like, let's talk about it more. Come on into the East Center. And I went in there, and it was just amazing. You know, all the glass on the walls, all the writing on it, just the energy of the place too was just absolutely amazing. And then so I was hooked. And around that time, me and my now business partner, Brennan, we had sort of came up with this idea. And I told him, I'm like, hey, you want to pitch this? Like we can, you know, because I had heard about the program. And he's like, dude, let's do it. You know, we can get $500, start working on a prototype, and just move on from there. So.
Wow. And so where are you now when you're in development or taking this into production?
Absolutely. So this is our second prototype. We're actually working on our third prototype right now. That's our closest to production model. We're about to pitch to the Angel Network in January.
Uh-oh.
And then, yeah,
that's big bucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for that, and it's going to be a great experience. And then we'll move on to final production when we graduate.
So where do you see yourself and your company a year, 2-3 years from now?
Hopefully, I want everybody to know the name Inboards, right? That's what I want. Like anything, you know, tech related that has to do with longboards, I want that to be us. I think that's sort of the dream goal is, you know, you have Vans, you have Zoomies, you know, all these big names. I want Inboards to be up there as well.
What is your major?
Computer engineering. So.
All right, so we were just talking with Dr. Moore about how, you know, we have these programs trying to teach non-business majors, you know, the business piece of this.
Right, absolutely. That's been a big deal trying to wrap my head around. And you know, we're looking for business people to help us because there's still some things that I don't know for sure. But yeah, that a program like that sounds absolutely amazing for engineers.
And so when you came to study computer science, did you think that this is where you were going to transition? And I guess I should ask, how do your folks feel about this being your Mississippi State college education?
Right. That's a big deal. I mean, when I started college, you know, I thought, hey, it'd be really cool to join a startup and, you know, do that kind of option, you know, maybe meet up with a team and do a startup. But as, you know, I went through, you know, my school years, I kind of realized, you know, that dream kind of faded, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get a desk job. And for me, it was like getting into the East Center, it kind of refired that, you know, that passion of, wow, you know, this would be really cool. And so my parents, I think they think it's a hobby right now. So, you know, it's a project. But
well, when you start bringing in those paychecks from your business, I think that might change their minds. We're very proud of you and appreciate all you're accomplishing and you being in the East Center. You're a nice addition to the team, and thanks for coming and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for this edition of Dividends. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.